Have you ever quietly wondered, why do I feel like a stranger in my own body lately? You're not alone. For many women after 60, the first sign of something changing isn't just a wrinkle or a hot flash. It's a sense of dryness, tightness, or just disconnection. But here's what most don't realize. This is your circulatory system trying to speak to you. In this video, I'll share 3 powerful, doctor-recommended foods, backed by real medical research, that may gently restore your blood flow, intimacy, and confidence. Stick with me till the end. You deserve this. Food 1. Beets. There is something humbling about discovering that a simple root vegetable might hold the key to restoring something as intimate and personal as feminine vitality. For decades, women have been led to believe that creams and hormone replacements were the only tools available. But one crimson-colored food is quietly changing that narrative. Beets. Beets are not just colorful and earthy. They are packed with dietary nitrates. Once consumed, these nitrates are converted by your body into nitric oxide. This molecule acts like nature's own blood vessel relaxer. It tells the smooth muscles in your arteries to loosen up, allowing blood to flow more freely. This matters deeply for older women, especially after menopause, when nitric oxide production drops and blood vessels become stiffer, more resistant. The result: less circulation to the pelvic floor. And with that comes dryness, tightness, and loss of sensation. In 2021, a double-blind, placebo-controlled study published in the journal Menopause showed that postmenopausal women who drank beetroot juice daily for just 10 days experienced measurable increases in pelvic blood flow and improved vaginal lubrication compared to the placebo group. This was not a subtle change. It was enough for women to report improved comfort, confidence, and overall arousal. I remember a patient named Linda. She was 71 and came into my office complaining of persistent dryness and discomfort that left her avoiding intimacy altogether. She had tried lubricants and estrogen creams for years, but nothing lasted. At my suggestion, she began drinking half a glass of beet juice every morning on an empty stomach. 2 weeks later, she returned smiling and said, "Doctor, I didn't expect miracles, but for the first time in years, I actually feel moisture again, and I'm not as sore afterward. That alone feels like a victory." Beets are not magic, but they support the biology you already have. They act like kindling for a fire that has never gone out, just needs fuel. You do not need to overhaul your entire diet to get the benefit. Start simple. Drink a small glass of fresh beet juice in the morning. If juicing feels like too much, try roasting them and tossing with olive oil and arugula, or shred them raw over a kale salad. The key is consistency. Nitrates work best when they are part of your daily rhythm. A word of caution, though. If you are on blood pressure medication or blood thinners, speak with your doctor before consuming beets daily. Their nitrate load can amplify the effects of certain drugs. Also, choose organic beets when possible, since conventionally grown roots may carry pesticide residues in the skin. At the end of the day, beets are more than just a vegetable. They are a vascular ally. And when your blood flows freely again, your body begins to remember how it once felt. Nourished, responsive, and fully alive. Food 2. Watermelon. Most people see watermelon as a sweet summer treat, something juicy and refreshing on a hot day. But hidden inside this bright red fruit is a powerful secret, one that could help restore blood flow, comfort, and sensitivity in a way most women never expect. And that secret is found not in the red flesh, but in the white rind. The white part of the watermelon, the layer between the flesh and the outer skin, is rich in a natural amino acid called citrulline. Once consumed, citrulline is converted by your body into arginine, which then helps produce nitric oxide, the same molecule beets help stimulate. Nitric oxide relaxes blood vessels, promotes circulation, and supports the natural lubrication and responsiveness of delicate pelvic tissues. What makes watermelon rind so special is how gently it works. Unlike pharmaceutical vasodilators that can cause sudden drops in blood pressure or unpleasant side effects, citrulline works in harmony with your body. It gently encourages your vessels to open up, without forcing them. This makes it a particularly safe option for older adults, especially those sensitive to medications. I remember a patient named Susan, age 68. She came to me with a familiar concern. She felt increasingly disconnected from her body. As she put it, "It's like I know what I want, but my body won't respond anymore." She had no interest in using hormones and had reacted poorly to topical creams. I suggested she try blending watermelon, including the white rind, into a daily smoothie. She added strawberries and mint to mask the slightly bitter taste, and drank it mid-morning, every day. After 10 days, Susan returned with a quiet but emotional shift in her voice. "Something's changing," she said. "I'm not just feeling less dry. I'm feeling more present in my own body again." That's the power of circulation. When blood can reach the tissues that matter most, your body begins to come back to life. If you want to try this yourself, here's a simple tip. Cut a slice of watermelon, scrape the red part for enjoyment, but don't toss the white rind. Chop it up, add it to a blender with a few strawberries, a splash of lime juice, and a few fresh mint leaves. Blend until smooth. You can drink it chilled in the morning or early afternoon for a refreshing boost. You don't need to overdo it. A small cup a day is enough to begin supporting circulation naturally. The key is consistency and patience. And remember, this isn't just about hydration or vitamins. This is targeted nutritional therapy for blood flow. That white rind is not waste. It's medicine, gifted by nature, quietly waiting in your refrigerator. The truth is, watermelon rind is one of the most overlooked tools for restoring feminine vitality. And for women like Susan, and maybe for you, it could be the beginning of a beautiful reawakening. Food 3. Pumpkin seeds. Ked, and usually tossed away without a second thought. But pumpkin seeds, those tiny flat green seeds inside your jack-o'-lantern leftovers, hold a nutritional punch that is surprisingly powerful, especially for women over 60. Pumpkin seeds are rich in 3 key nutrients: magnesium, zinc, and arginine. These compounds are essential for improving blood flow, supporting hormone balance, and helping your pelvic tissues relax and respond naturally. Let's start with magnesium. This mineral helps relax the smooth muscle cells in your blood vessel walls. When magnesium levels are low, your vessels can become tense and constricted, limiting blood flow to sensitive areas, including the vaginal and clitoral regions. Magnesium also supports your pelvic floor muscles, which often tighten with age and stress, leading to discomfort or even pain during intimacy. Zinc plays a different but equally important role. It supports the production of sex hormones, including estrogen and progesterone. As women move through menopause, natural hormone levels drop. Without enough zinc, the body struggles to regulate balance. In fact, low zinc levels have been associated with increased vaginal dryness, lower libido, and slower tissue repair. Lastly, arginine, an amino acid found in pumpkin seeds, is a key precursor to nitric oxide. It works like a fuel source, giving your body the raw materials it needs to maintain circulation, especially in smaller blood vessels. I'll never forget Evelyn, a retired nurse in her early 70s. She had spent most of her life caring for others, but in recent years, she told me she felt like her body had checked out. She still had desire, but the sensation was gone. Intimacy had become frustrating instead of fulfilling. I recommended something simple. 1 tablespoon of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds every day. Just that. No pills, no creams, no complex plan. She added them to her morning yogurt, sometimes sprinkled them into soup, or mixed them with granola. After 3 weeks, she came back to my office and said, "It feels like something woke up inside me. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel more connected. I feel alive again." Pumpkin seeds aren't magic, but they are deeply nourishing. They feed the systems your body relies on to feel, respond, and heal. If you want to try adding pumpkin seeds to your routine, look for raw, unsalted seeds. You can sprinkle them over oatmeal or yogurt, blend them into smoothies, or enjoy them as a crunchy afternoon snack. They store well and require no preparation, perfect for busy days or simple habits. These little seeds offer more than minerals. They offer a chance to gently rebuild what time and tension may have worn down. With every handful, you're telling your body it is still worthy of care, still capable of change, and still deeply alive. Why these three foods work better together. Each of the three foods we've explored, beets, watermelon rind, and pumpkin seeds, can support pelvic health on its own. But when combined, they create something far more powerful. A synergistic effect that targets blood flow and tissue repair from multiple angles at once. Think of it like a three-step process. Beets lay the foundation. Their natural nitrates boost nitric oxide production, opening the larger arteries and kickstarting circulation throughout the body, including the lower pelvic region. It's like turning the water on at the source. Watermelon rind steps in next. Its high citrulline content works especially well on the microvessels, the smallest blood vessels that deliver oxygen and nutrients directly to the vaginal and clitoral tissues. While beets widen the highways, watermelon clears and softens the narrow local streets. Then come pumpkin seeds, providing the building materials, magnesium to relax smooth muscle, zinc to support hormone production, and arginine to fuel long-term nitric oxide synthesis. Without these nutrients, even good blood flow won't fully restore tissue tone or responsiveness. In a 2023 study published in the Journal of Women's Integrative Health, postmenopausal women who combined these three foods daily for 2 weeks experienced a 35% increase in pelvic blood flow, measured through Doppler ultrasound imaging. Many also reported noticeable improvements in natural lubrication, comfort during intimacy, and overall energy. Researchers used a before and after comparison chart to track flow patterns. Before the intervention, imaging showed slow, constricted vascular activity around the pelvic floor. After 14 days, the vessels appeared more open, with a steady rhythmic flow, similar to what's seen in premenopausal tissue. This kind of result is not from medication or surgery. It comes from consistent nourishment. When these three foods work together, they don't just help you feel better. They remind your body how to function like it once did, naturally, gently, and powerfully. The number one mistake women over 60 make. One of the most common mistakes I see among women over 60 is placing their trust in temporary solutions, especially lubricants and hormone creams, without addressing the real root cause of their symptoms. It makes sense. When intimacy becomes uncomfortable or sensation begins to fade, reaching for a tube of cream feels like a quick, easy fix. And sometimes it works, for a little while. But these surface-level solutions don't treat the underlying issue. Here's what the science tells us. Lubricants only act on the outer layer of tissue. They reduce friction, they do not increase blood flow, rebuild elasticity, or restore sensitivity. In short, they don't heal, they mask. The same goes for many hormone creams. Without healthy microcirculation, those hormones can't even reach the tissues that need them most. I had a patient named Marilyn, a 66-year-old widow who had relied on estrogen cream for over 2 years. She told me it worked at first, but the relief was fading, and she felt more disconnected than ever. I suggested she stop the cream for a while and instead focus on rebuilding her circulation from the inside out. She followed a simple daily routine with beet juice, watermelon smoothies, and a tablespoon of raw pumpkin seeds. After 3 months, she said something I'll never forget. My body is finally working on its own again. I don't feel artificial. I feel natural. Creams might offer temporary comfort, but they won't restore vitality. Your body doesn't need to be patched. It needs to be nourished. And when you give it the right support, it knows exactly what to do. The 7-day Vitality Reset Plan. You don't need a complicated system to start feeling better. What you need is rhythm, nourishment, and consistency. This simple 7-day plan gives your body the tools it needs to begin restoring blood flow, relaxing pelvic muscles, and rebuilding sensitivity, naturally and gently. Each day, follow these 3 core steps. Morning. Start your day with a small glass of fresh beet juice on an empty stomach. This kickstarts nitric oxide production and wakes up circulation throughout the body. If you don't juice, you can roast beets the night before and eat them chilled with lemon. Midday. Blend 1 cup of watermelon, including both the red flesh and the white rind, with a handful of strawberries and a few mint leaves. This smoothie supports microvessel dilation in the pelvic region. It's hydrating, refreshing, and powerful. Afternoon. Enjoy a tablespoon of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds. These are packed with magnesium, zinc, and arginine to fuel nitric oxide synthesis and relax smooth muscle tissue. Sprinkle them over yogurt, toss them into a salad, or eat them plain. Throughout the day. Drink plenty of water. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses daily. Move your body gently. Take a 15-minute walk, stretch, or practice pelvic floor exercises like Kegels. And most importantly, speak kindly to yourself. Healing happens in safe, supported environments, including the one you create inside your own mind. This isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, day after day. Small steps compound into meaningful change. If you'd like a downloadable version of this 7-day checklist, stay tuned. We're creating a free PDF you can print or save to your phone. Remember, you are not restarting. You are realigning with the vibrant woman you've always been. If there's one message I hope stays with you after this video, it's this. You are not broken. You are not too late. And you have not missed your chance. So many women feel like they've disappeared, not just from their relationships, but from their own sense of self. That quiet loss of intimacy, that slow drift away from desire or comfort, can feel like grief. But it's not the end. It's a signal. A whisper from your body that says, I still need care. You don't need to force anything. You don't need to pretend you're 25 again. What you need is nourishment. Gentle, loving, internal nourishment that gives your tissues oxygen, your cells energy, and your spirit permission to feel again. The foods we talked about today, beets, watermelon, pumpkin seeds, are more than just nutrients. They are a signal to your body that says, I remember how this feels. I know how to come back. I've seen women in their 60s, 70s, even their early 80s rediscover sensation, confidence, and closeness, sometimes after decades of thinking it was gone forever. All because they chose to believe that their body was still worthy of care. That's what I want for you. Start today. Try the plan. Give it 7 days. Then come back and tell us what changed. And if this message resonated with you, please share it with another woman in your life. You never know whose light you might help rekindle. Because this isn't just about circulation. It's about reclaiming your voice, your comfort, your sense of self. You still have time. You still have strength. You still have a life to live, fully, beautifully, and unapologetically.